you got to look at the positives every now and then. And Doug Marrone, you clearly are not a positive person. I think for the Bills to not have him anymore, smart move. If this is the type of guy he is, you don't want him, and you can get someone else. So whoever it may be is going to inherit a really good, solid Bills squad. They just need a quarterback. That is it. Brian Hoyer might be out there. Jay Cutler is probably going to be out there. You know, iffy quarterbacks, but they might be enough with the squad you have to be able to compete with the Patriots and especially make the playoffs, because the AFC is, you know, really not that strong. It really isn't. Look how the wild card came down to. Not that strong. So, in all, Buffalo Bills, a lot to be happy for. And Doug Marrone, you are a question mark, my friend. Speaking of coaches, Carolina Panthers coach Ron Rivera and his family are okay after firefighters battled a blaze in his house early this morning. Yes, this morning. Rivera told Charlotte's WSOC-TV that he heard the fire detectors go off, and Panthers spokesman Charlie Dayton confirmed to ESPN.com that everybody in the house got out safely. Riviera's sister-in-law told the television station that 6 people, which is Riviera, his wife, his 2 brothers, and their wives, were in the house, and according to the report, 56 firefighters responded to a 2-alarm call around 4 a.m. and found heavy smoke and flames coming from the house. A hole was cut in the roof from a 3-story brick house to get the fire under control. According to the television report, it took firefighters more than an hour to get the flames under control. Investigators have not determined how the fire started. And, yeah, that's pretty crazy. It's like, hey, you did a good job. You beat the Cardinals, which was that Saturday? That was Saturday. Beat the Cardinals. Awesome. Playoffs. You're going to Seattle. You know, could have a chance there. Pretty solid. Awesome job, guys. And then you find out early this morning, you hear your fire alarm go off, and you got a big freaking fire going on. That's a wake-up call. But, hey, how about them Carolina Panthers? They might be my new favorite team. And I'm not trying to just say I'm a bandwagoner, because I try. I'm not. And I really don't want to be. But I'm so sick of the Chargers, man. And it's a weird thing. It's like when you just get over a breakup or something. It's like, man, you still can't. You try to move on, and you find something you like, but you keep thinking back of what it used to be. And the Chargers keep coming back to my mind, because I look at all the teams, and, you know, I'm like, man, this should be a solid team. And, you know, maybe I go here. You know, it's not too big of a team, but it's got a couple Super Bowls at the very minimum, or even though the Panthers don't have one. But looking at the positives and other things, and then I'm just like, I end up finding myself on the Chargers website looking at stuff, and I'm just like, geez, right back to the Chargers. So, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, guys. That was weird. This could be bad news, though, for the Chargers. Moving on again. The St. Louis Rams could be headed back home to Los Angeles as early as 2016. Now, before you stop me and before you leave the show, I know you've heard this many times. We've heard the Oakland Raiders. We've heard the San Diego Chargers. We've heard the St. Louis Rams. We've heard all of this before many, many times. That it was supposed to happen this year, supposed to happen next year, and now it's supposed to happen the next year after. Well, that is next year, 2016 now. But apparently this is kind of moving pretty rapidly right now, and it's not a done deal, but it's a lot closer than anything has been before. A year after purchasing 60 acres of land in Inglewood, adjacent to the Forum and Hollywood Park, Rams owner Stan, stay with me, Kroenke has teamed up with owners of the Hollywood Park site to build an NFL stadium, the Los Angeles Times reported today. Stockbridge Capital Group, which owns 238 acres of Hollywood Park site, already has plans for a mixed-use community on the land that formerly housed the farm thoroughbred, whatever, racing track, which closed last year. A lot of boring stuff right now. Those plans now include 80,000-seat stadium and a 6,000-seat performance venue, the company told the newspaper. And this is what Terry Fancher, founder of Stockbridge, said, quote, "We are excited to unveil expanded plan that would bring a world-class sports and entertainment district to Hollywood Park. We are committed to working with the group with the St. Louis Rams to build a project that will put Inglewood back on the map as home of the truly great sports and entertainment venues. Yeah. Developers of the project told the Times that no tax dollars would be used for the construction, including the stadium, which would be completed by 2018. Which this is where it doesn't make sense. It says they could be back in 2016, but you won't have a stadium until 2018. Where are you going to play? Yeah, I don't know. I guess the stadium would be built by 2016, and everything else would be completed by 2018. That's kind of where I'm going with it. Developers, that's what we just said. Any NFL franchise interested in relocating for next season would have to apply between January 1st, which is already passed, and February 18th or 15th of that year. So they still got time for this year. They wanted to do it, or next year. The earliest the team could relocate to Los Angeles would be January 16th or 2016. 2016. I don't know why I said that. After NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said no teams would be moving to Los Angeles for the upcoming season. So, in all, to get all that small, big talk out of here, we've heard this many times. We've heard the St. Louis Rams again. We've heard the Raiders. We've heard the Chargers. This is not a done deal, of course, but to many people and to many sources, this is the closest thing we have gotten to than anything for any NFL team to go and move to LA. The Rams are right now the top team to move. Clear cut, by far, they've shown the most interest now. They have pushed their way to really making this happen. Now, hopefully, and hopefully, and any Chargers fans understand, I've said this millions of times on this show, maybe this will push the San Diego Chargers to finally just move to LA. Think about it. And again, I've said this before, so people that have heard this, I'm just going to make it really quick. Any team that moves to LA, whether it's the Oakland Raiders, whether it's the St. Louis Rams, will hurt the San Diego Chargers, not only market, money-wise, this team could be kind of screwed. Like really, really badly. Not where it would just, bam, we lose a team, now we only have 31 teams. No, nothing like that. Just, it is going to hurt this team a ton in money-making. Which, again, the NFL is all about. They want to make sure each team is making a crap ton of money. This would hurt the San Diego Chargers because that takes away majority of their market. I believe, I don't want to give the wrong percent out, but I know there is a more than 30% of San Diego's marketing and market or whatever is from LA and from that area. Imagine that's all gone because all of those sponsors and everything are going to quit on San Diego and quickly go to either the LA Raiders or the LA Rams. Just like that. They will do it. And the Chargers are like, oh, great, we had the opportunity, we let it slip. Chargers are the team that just lets everything slip, by the way. This is why I could see that happening. The Chargers just need to make the move to LA. That's it. Just be that team. Just be that team. Be LA. You already don't have any fans that go and show up to your games anyways in San Diego, as we saw with the Denver Broncos game and the Patriots game. You had more away fans than you had home fans. And yes, majority of them are probably bandwagoners of the Denver Broncos, but that's so embarrassing to see more orange than powder blue. Very embarrassing. And more whatever Patriots blue they have than our blue. Very embarrassing. Why stay in San Diego when obviously they don't care about you? Move, except for the few fans that actually do go to the games or are able to go to the games. Awesome, much appreciated. But there's too many fans that are either unable to go to the games or just don't. And that's where we need to move. Still make the same money. So that was my little rant. That was it. And to close this show out, it's kind of tough. Yesterday, we all heard the terrible news as Stuart Scott, a longtime anchor at ESPN, died Sunday morning at the age of 49. He inspired so many people with his sheer talent and his work ethic and his devotion to his daughters, Taylor, 19 years old, and Sydney, 15. He defied convention and criticism to bring this network into a new century and he spoke to various athletes. He was talking about with a flair and style that ESPN president John Skipper says, quote, changed everything. Scott was remembered through an outpouring of tributes by athletes, colleagues, fans on Twitter, and statements from his alma mater of the University of North Carolina, which said, quote, his legacy will live on in many ways as a friend, as a son, as a father, a professional, and forever a Tar Heel. And even President Barack Obama saying, quote, I will miss Stuart Scott. 20 years ago, Stu helped usher in a new way to talk about our favorite teams and the day's best plays. For those 20 years, public service and campaigns have kept me from my family, but wherever I went, I could flip on the TV and Stu and his colleagues on SportsCenter were there. Over the years, he entertained us, and in the end, he inspired us with courage and love. Michelle and I offer our thoughts and prayers to his family, friends, and colleagues, the president said. At the ESPYs on July 16th, shortly before his 49th birthday and following another round of cancer surgery, Stuart Scott accepted the Jimmy V Award for perseverance with strength, humor, and grace. And these eloquent words, quote, when you die, it does not mean that you lose to cancer. It means you beat cancer by how you live, why you live, and in a matter of which you live. I'm not gonna lie, I did share a few tears last night watching some of the SportsCenter stuff and what they did. And even now, it's kind of tough. I've never met Stuart Scott, but watching him, he was a huge inspiration to see what he did, and you know, just the way he did things, and just the way he presented himself out there, and just how he made it so exciting for all of us, especially younger people. You know, I remember always when I was going to school, you know, waking up in the morning, you know, my mom or my dad would turn on ESPN, you know, as I got ready and ate breakfast and stuff. And I would always hear him, you know, do the top 10 plays of whatever happened, or just talking, you know, sports, whatever. And it was just always fun. And out of all the SportsCenter people or all the ESPN people out there, he was always the main one that stuck, and I think everybody knew and liked. And it was just, you know, I don't know, something about this just, you know, really did get to me, and it sucks that it had to be Stuart Scott. But you know, we all know he's in a better place, and if we all could just have, you know, on this show a moment of silence and just pray for his daughters and his family. And I can't say it better than Stuart Scott, but booyah. And everybody on the show, stay as cool as the other side of the pillow. I'll see you guys next Monday.